A milestone in India's strategy for counter-terrorism and deterrence. Like I said, deterrence is always, there is a time limit to deterrence because the adversary, like Pakistan, will always find something new to do. So if they did something in Pulwama, they did something in Pahalgam, they will try and do something else going further. Like I said, we have to live with a neighbor. We cannot choose our neighbors. Geography is something we cannot determine. So the counter-terrorist strike or counter-terrorist strategy and deterrence strategy will depend on what Pakistan does. We have to be always prepared. One lesson from Sindoor is that war can come to you or this kind of a situation will come to you because anytime, without any warning. And therefore, that's going to be your strategy, that you be prepared always, be prepared for the unexpected, and do the strike as soon as it's possible. This time in post Pulwama, it took 15 days for India to strike. If it happens again, India may do it within a week. That's the kind of deterrence that India is building, like what she said about Akash and S-400s and BrahMos and all that. That's going to be the strategy going forward. Right?
Next question by Alankrit. Just show up your hand. Where are you? The question is, during Operation Sindoor, the right-inclined media house prioritized sensationalism over facts. How does this compromise journalistic integrity and the public's right to accurate information during national security crisis, and what reforms are needed to ensure responsible, unbiased and reporting? That's maybe Sangeeta.
Yeah, well, I think we've already touched that. But as I said, it's very important that public must play a role, okay? It is not that when we see the downfall of the Indian media, of course, it cannot operate in silos. It is operating somewhere as part of the whole Indian society. So, public needs to play that role. It needs to remind if someone is not doing journalism, public interest journalism, it needs to remind. Like what I was saying is that you stop watching it. You stop watching because this is fake time. And your time is important. If you are trying to take some vicarious pleasure out of there, something else. But if you are looking for real information, then watch something, read something that is going to help you, because you have a head over your shoulders. It is not that somebody is just telling you something and you have to consume it. You're not a robot. You have something to think here. So if you are getting enough clues and enough details and facts, you follow that. But the solution is only that. You know, we journalists, why do I get up in the morning and do my work? I do my work because I am supposed to ask question to the government of the day, whichever party it is. My job is because I look at myself as part of the fourth estate. And what is the job of the fourth estate? It is to ask questions to the government of the day on your behalf, not on my behalf, okay? So, but what we are saying now is the whole corporatization of the media. It is the questions are asked or not asked as part of the corporate honcho who owns it, his interest or her interest. Also, then many politicians own these television channels, you know. So it is only the questions are asked or not asked, or things are shown or not shown, and based on that particular journalist, that politician's interest. In Assam, we have a news, what is it called? Something we also have. No, I don't watch it.
Next question to Shashim by Mayush. Can we have a display? In military operation, how do competing narratives from social media, independent outlets and mainstream media intersect with political propaganda, and does this fragmented information ecosystem strengthen democratic scrutiny or amplify disinformation? Mayusha Kashyap. Can you just raise your hand? Yeah, that's Mayusha. Thank you for the question. Sachin, that's maybe the last question.
It's a beautiful question. It happens both ways. And why I'm saying both ways is there are countries, there are institutions, organizations which may try to take advantage of this fragmented scenario that we are talking about. But at the same time, it gives people the opportunity to ask the right questions that regular media may not. We often forget that, as a news organization, every entity needs to have certain underlying commitments to certain values. You know, those values could be peace, those values may include non-violence, climate justice. But point is, in our case, most of the media entities in this country, they do not seem to have any commitment to these kind of values. All they care about is providing infotainment, gain eyeballs, and eventually make profit. Therefore, I totally agree with what you say, that audiences will need to be careful. But at the same time, I think on the side of the media, I've been strongly of this view that it's high time that news outlet owners need to get together. They need to work on a code of ethics, because essentially in a democratic country, we cannot push things down media's throat. A lot of things need to come through self-censorship, and a lot of things need to come through introspection. In that regard, when news outlets, media owners, influential people, they get together and they're able to, build a set code of ethics, essentially the competition within the outlets will happen within the boundaries of, I would say, decency. I think, these are things which probably would take us to a better future.
I just want to say one line to There's a lot of younger audience here, that's why I just want to say just one line. When you consume news or information, what we used to have in our newsrooms in the earlier days, in our younger days, is check, cross-check and double-check. Only make judgment after that. Don't go by what you see for the first time. Please check it. And there are enough outlets and enough platforms available where you can check, cross-check and double-check. That's all I can say really.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing session. I think as a journalist, as a media house, we got to learn a lot from the veterans of the industry. And because we are a regional channel, we get inspired, we get influenced by national media. And during Operation Sindoor, our eyes opened wide. And we thought that it is better to do it our way than to follow any national media. So that's why this topic and that's why this panel, and I'm so grateful to everyone that they have made it out of their busy schedule. Thank you and best wishes.
Thank you, Smitakshi. I must add, what Pratidin is doing is fabulous. Continue your work. Don't get scared by power. No.
ওহো লাইট গুচি গ'ল প্ৰথমে পুৰণি মেচিনটো বন্ধ হৈ যায় তাৰ পিছত মোহৰ কাৰণে কেঁচুৱাটো খাৰ পাই যায়
কিন্তু এতিয়া এইটো সমস্যা নহয় পুৰণি গুড নাইটৰ তুলনাত নতুন গুড নাইট এনেকুৱা উন্নত ফৰ্মুলাৰে নিৰ্মাণ কৰা হৈছে যি চলিব বিদ্যুৎ বিচ্ছিন্ন হোৱাৰ 2 ঘণ্টাৰ পিছতো
নতুন গুড নাইট লিকুইড